Hey everybody, this is going to be a quick Mighty build guide. He is an HP scaling DPS who does most of his damage through his skills. He's a pretty interesting kit, which I'll get into here briefly, as there's a few important things to point out. First of all, is that he has 3 different skills, so each one does more damage with the last. He gets to use these skills by consuming his own HP and getting hit. He basically has a point system in which when he reaches a certain amount of points, he'll consume that and then he'll use his enhanced skills. So his highest damage skill is Godslayer Be God. It does the most damage. It's kind of his nuke attack. And so, as you may know, for his Kingslayer Be King skill, he'll use this once he enters his Vendetta state, which is his auto battle gimmick. And so that does a good amount of damage. And then after that, once he gets to 150 points, he'll use Godslayer Be God. And so now his ultimate, it does a pretty good amount of damage, but the important thing about it is that it's going to allow you to kind of direct where his Godslayer Be God skill is going to hit. So basically, the central enemy that you're targeting with your ultimate have a little icon over it, and that central enemy, when it gets hit by the ult, it will basically become the priority target for Godslayer Be God. So in a way, you can kind of control who he's hitting within his kind of auto battle state. So another nice thing about his kit, he gets a lot of crit rate. He gets 48%. So to reach this, he needs to be at 8,000 HP. Now, a lot of build guides will say you need to build him to have 8,000 out of battle, but this is not the case. It's a good, threshold to reach for when building him, but definitely not 100% necessary. When he enters his Vendetta state, he'll actually give himself 50% of his max HP, and so at around 7,000 HP, you'll be reaching 10,000 HP in the Vendetta state, which is where his damage, really starts to take off. So this is pretty easy to obtain, but it's important to not build a lot of crit rate with this skill being in his kit. Because, if you build, say 70 crit rate, in battle, he's going to be at 130 or somewhere around there. But in terms of skill priority, his bonus traces are very important. He gets 2 speed, a lot of crit damage, HP. His skill is definitely a priority, as that's where most of his damage is coming from. And then his ult and talent are both very good. So after you do skill, prioritize these two. I recommend just maxing them out to get the most damage out of him. His basic attack, he almost never really has. He doesn't really have to use it all, because he doesn't consume any skill points with his skill. He only consumes his own HP. So you can basically just keep skill spamming him, and he'll just use the skill himself when he's inside Vendetta state. So definitely not a priority. Now for his light cones, there's actually a few options. So his best is going to be Flame of Blood, Blaze My Path. You get a lot of max HP. You get incoming healing, and you get 60% damage. You get a 60% damage boost from HP consumption, which is he's going to do pretty much every turn. So a huge amount of damage boost and just great stats in general for him. So for free to plays, you're going to have Ninja Record. You're going to get actually more max HP than in his signature, so that's very good. Obviously, the total amount of HP in the flat stats is going to be lower, but it's still very good. And then you also get a good amount of crit damage, which should always be up in battle since he's consuming his HP pretty much every turn. And so another good option is Blade's Signature Light Cone, which will give crit rate and just HP. So definitely good option if you have it and you don't want to go for his signature. But his signature is by far his best. If you're thinking about E1 or getting a signature, I highly recommend his signature. It's just it fits his kit very well, allows you to play him very comfortably. So, and for the most important part, relics. So his best set 4-piece is going to be Scholar. You're going to get crit rate, which is great. So on top of the 48, you're getting another 8% from this. That's even less you have to farm for in his relics. And so then you're also going to get a lot of ultimate and skill damage. And so that's where he's doing the most damage. So if you ran something like the HP set, you're just not going to miss out on a lot of skill damage that you could have otherwise gotten with this set. So for substats, you're going to want to go mainly with crit damage since you're getting a lot of crit rate in this kit and the 2-piece set effect from Scholar, and then also speed and HP. And speed I'll get into in a second because there's a few different things. There's a few different ways to run him. And so his body, you're going to want probably crit damage. It's unlikely you'll need crit rate since he's already, like I said, getting so much crit rate from his kit and the set effect. And then for boots, now it depends what you want to run. So if you're running a -1 with Sunday, boots are very good because you don't need to lose your mind trying to get speed and crit substats on every piece. So if you're running -1 like I am, getting around 135, 136 speed is ideal. It's fairly easy to reach with speed boots. Now if you're running a hyper speed build with, say your Sunday's like 160 speed, or if you're running Sparkle for some reason, then HP boots, they're going to give you just a lot more damage. Not a ton, but it's definitely going to be fairly noticeable. This will be good when he's like when Castress comes out and she's consuming his HP a lot and he's getting all these extra actions. HP boots might be better in that case. So depending on just what you're running with team comp, either of them can be great options. And so finally, for planners, there's 2 good options for them, and that would be Arena and Bones. So Bones, you're going to get HP, you're going to get crit damage, both great for him. Arena, you're going to get crit rate, so even less you have to build into his kit. You're going to get even more skill damage, which is really big for him. I believe out of the 2, Arena is like a 5% damage increase, but if you're on the line, just go with whatever one has better substats, or if you're lacking on HP, then go with Bones. If you're somehow lacking on crit rate, go with Arena. It's not too big of a deal, but these are his best 2 sets, and both need to be HP. Finally, for team members, there's a lot of flexibility. Tribby and Sunday right now are his best in slots for supports. RMC is also super good. Ron May you can also run, but characters like Robin and Sparkle, who are primarily attack-based support units, aren't going to be as good with him. So I'd say stick to characters like Sunday and Tribby, Ranmei. Now for your supports, if you're running him with a sustain, really any abundance character is going to work well for him. Gallagher's great because his ultimate allows you to heal when attacking enemies, so he's pretty much immediately healing after using a skill, which is great. Bailu's good. Luocha is probably his best healer right now, as he has his passive heal. I don't have him though. Linksha's also great, but a ton of flexibility with his sustains. So overall, that's about it. Hope this helps with your build, and thanks for watching.